Hey everybody, just wanted to call your attention to something that's broken, and I think it's pretty important that we actually realize that it's broken. I'm talking about the education system, and if you haven't been paying attention, it's pretty broken. Like, it's it's sad. If you actually want to be serious about it for a moment, it's sad. And we have an education system that exists to educate students. But that's not what's happening. What we have instead is a system for really just occupying kids' time while parents go to work. That's honestly all it seems to exist for the most part. Now, there are exceptions. There are good schools out there that teach kids, and there are good kids out there that come from bad schools, and all of that stuff, of course. But, generally speaking, we have an education system that is borderline non-functional, where it could almost just be sort of a playpen for kids while parents are at work without any pretense of education. Need I bring up history class or the elimination of the arts from school? Which, by the way, as a quick aside note, are you kidding? We allowed this. Yeah, sure, reading, writing, and arithmetic, right? That's all good stuff. It's important. But self-expression and learning how to embrace the creative side of your personality is one of the most important things you could ever do in your life. Understanding the creative essence of art and expression and idealism comes from early stages of life. It comes from early beginnings and exposure, and if you eliminate that, then you're not enriching the souls of these students, and that's a terrible crime. The imagination is a muscle, and it can atrophy early. But moving on, or moving back rather, to the more core point of education itself, the teaching of facts and knowledge relevant to life, we fail there. Like, if we're being honest, what I mean by the education system is broken is that we fail to educate, at least on anything that could be considered an effective level. We produce students with subpar understanding and knowledge, and scary lack of history knowledge especially. But all of it's lacking in many areas, and as society and technology and all of that advances, our students fall further and further behind. Now, the good news is that this is not a completely unfixable situation. To a point, we have to accept that just by the numbers, we have too many students to create truly wonderfully effective schools with small counts, lots of teachers, and all of that's just not tenable with our current setup. But we don't have to have it as broken as we have it now. It can get better, and it starts with, well, if nothing else, local community efforts. Just start raising a ruckus, right? You have parents with kids going to schools. If enough of them make noise, it draws attention. If it starts drawing attention to flaws in school areas, people start wanting to fix it, if nothing else, to get media attention away from them. Doesn't always work, and many times it won't. But every small nudge towards better schools is a better school. And idealism aside, what can we do about it right now individually? Not much. If you are going, or you have kids that are going to a crap-ass school, then the best thing you can do for yourself is supplement your own education. Understand that what you are receiving now is at best flawed, and at worst 30 years out of date, and do your best to educate yourself. To a point, society has an obligation to help you and nurture you and raise you with schools and all of that. This is all a community group effort together. But you also have an obligation to yourself to enrich yourself. And if the area that is designated as your education place doesn't educate you, the best favor you could possibly do for yourself is to take it on yourself to become smarter. If we can together work to change the school system and tell our politicians and people that no, this is what's important to us, fuck that other stuff, this is what we want money going at, and individually we work to enrich ourselves and become better, then maybe with all of this together, we can come up with a much more definitive answer. Move schools in the right direction, have creative young minds creating new solutions to old problems, and maybe we'll have an answer. Just something to think about.